I got a few questions after my last video about working in France, and I just thought I would take kind of a Q&A time to answer some of those questions here. The first question was working in French or working in English. Currently my job is mostly in English, but always know that when you're working in France, you should have a certain level of French in order to talk to your colleagues, things like this. And make sure when you're applying for the job that you ask those big questions like, will you have to work in French or not? For me personally, I work for an international company in business, so I work with agencies all around the world, and so speaking English is a great skill that I can bring to the team. However, in the office, most of the people only speak French, and a lot of the other teams don't work internationally, so they might not even be able to speak English with you sometimes. That being said, there are English-speaking jobs you can get in France, such as if you work in Paris especially. There will be a lot of just English jobs, so I would recommend applying for those if your French is not quite up to par yet. Another question I thought was really interesting is the dress code. So for my job, there's really not a big dress code. You just have to dress nice. You know, if you can take a meeting with an agency and they think you look professional, that's the only real requirement. So today I'm wearing a dress, simple, but you can kind of dress accordingly. Jeans, okay sometimes, but I would say if you're a lawyer or something like that, maybe not. The work culture is very different. I will say that if you're an American, especially like me, coming to France, you will have to bend your ways a little bit. Sometimes I can be a bit overbearing, really organized. I need everything to be, you know, in its place, especially working in business. However, sometimes my colleagues do not, and that's okay. So I would say just be aware that you might have to change your work strategy, your work culture a little bit in order to fit in here. One thing I have really noticed is that being social in your job is very important here. So for example, a lot of people go around in the morning and say bonjour, like hello to everyone in the office, and that's almost expected in a way for a lot of people. And if you don't say bonjour or bon app or bonsoir, you know, at the end of the day, it can kind of be seen as a little rude. So just be aware if you start a new job, maybe try to go around and say bonjour to people just to give a good impression, you know. Another question was work-life. So as an American coming here, my work-life balance is a lot more balanced. For example, for lunch, I get an hour and 15 minutes here in my job. I can choose to take that, or I can choose to take longer and work longer at the end of the day. There's a lot more flexibility now. I will say sometimes it's a bit hard to always take the amount of breaks and the amount of lunch that I legally have to here, because sometimes to me it's a bit much and I'd rather just get my work done, you know. But that's okay. It's really nice to have the option, and I will say I'm a lot less stressed than I think I would be normally if I didn't have all those breaks, you know. Another big question is, how did I find my job? Now this is a bit particular to me because I was a student living in France first, and I had already worked in France before finding this job. But I will say what I did is just apply everywhere I thought that I would be a good asset to the team. So my specialty was in business and international business especially. So I applied to a lot of those positions, international management positions, and I found one that I really like, and it fit my experience previously as well. So I think if you're applying and you're finding things that you can really bring to the team, like bring your knowledge, bring your experience, that's important, and you will find something. I will say don't give up though. I had to go through so many interviews, phone interviews, in-person interviews, in order to find the one that's right for me. I did get a few offers and things, but negotiation is also key here because the salaries are not as high as in the US, for example. So it's important to negotiate and know what you're really looking for in a job.